one another.
We knew we needed an extraordinary love to withstand past relationship experiences, everyday bad choices, and our past hurts.
It is clear that we were brought together as one for a purpose. And as we share our love story, we pray that from our experiences, you can gain positive takeaways to use in your own life and relationship.
Well, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
How's everybody?
Welcome back. How's everyone? Welcome back. We are live again. We're your LoveByrds.
Hey, I'm Darlene Bird.
I'm William Bird, and we're your LoveByrds.
We're your LoveByrds, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with the LoveByrds.
What we talking about?
Yeah, so go ahead and like and share.
Like and share Conversations with the LoveByrds right here on Feel Good Talk. Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, and Soul and Business on YouTube and all the other streaming areas you can find this podcast. Come on in here.
Tag somebody
with
in.
us. Tag somebody in. Like and share. Hey, listen, I can't go any further without first promoting our big event. That's right. We got the Feel Good Talk Appreciation Ball coming up, man. We're so excited. It's going to be on February 11th at the Sinai Ballroom. Man, we've got an all-star lineup for you guys. 2 DJs. Food, fun, raffle, 2 guest speakers. Man, it's just going to be a fantastic
DJs,
time.
2 guest speakers.
2 guest speakers. We got an open bar, man.
Get
$60 to get you in the door. Listen,
now.
You don't want to miss this. The Feel Good Talk family and all the higher ups, man, they went all out on this one, man. It's going to be a fantastic time. It's going to be a great affair. It's going to be really uplifting, encouraging. Want you guys to come out, man. Tickets are going fast, so you want to get you one. It's 2. We're going to be there. The LoveByrds will be in the building because we really want to be there and celebrate Feel Good Talk and all the Feel Good Talk family. It's been an amazing journey. They do so much for the community and so much for our people, man.
Positivity is the word.
Yes.
Positivity.
I love their circle of it, that circle of influence. Those guys are really, the guys, the ladies, everybody is all about promoting the health and welfare of all of us, man. And it's just a positive thing, man. We just love being a part of it, but you be a part of it too. So check us out February 11th at the Sinai Ballroom. Feel Good Talk. Celebrate. What is this?
Inbox us.
What we call it, babe? What they calling it? I call it the gala celebration ball.
It's an award ceremony.
It's going to be an award ceremony.
If you just want to know more about Feel Good Talk, what we do, what our family does, the whole network of Feel Good Talk, all the people.
Well, I'm trying to share.
Come on, inbox us for tickets.
Inbox us for the
love to
tickets.
see your face in the place.
That's right.
We would love to be able to hug your neck, especially those of you who have been following us for a while and following the Feel Good Talk family. Why don't you show up and support a Feel Good Talk family? We would love to see you guys.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right.
So while I'm still doing some housekeeping.
You're still doing housekeeping?
We're just going to go over, maybe let's recap what we did last week because we did some very interesting stuff on last week.
I think we should. Last week
concerning 30 seconds, man. We only took actually for 30 seconds of their time.
Of connection.
The
key word was connection.
Yes, connection.
The key word last week was connection. The key word this week is connection. The key word next week is going to be connection.
Yes.
And it's important to connect. And we talked about how, we're busy. Like even today, we had a day here at the Bird household. It's been a day, but we made it. And we talked about the importance of connecting, even during times where it's busy and there's stuff going on at the house, at the job, in the world. In the world, y'all, it's stuff going on in the world that can even take up so much emotional and mental space. But we talked about the importance of connection.
Yes.
Connection. So if you're following us, write connection in the comments.
We're going to go with that one, yes.
And so, honey, you can give us the recap of last week, right? What?
Baby.
What happened?
We going to the Super Bowl. Yes. The Birds, say it again.
Today is Wednesday.
And
we have been having these moments since Sunday to where right in the middle of what we're doing,
baby,
we just stop everything and say,
back to the Super Bowl.
Are we going to the Super Bowl for real? Like, is that real? Is this really real?
Yes, we are.
Party on Broad Street, baby.
Party on Broad Street.
Party on Broad Street.
So amazing how God has orchestrated this whole event. We will actually be at home for the Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
We'll be at the Feel Good Talk event
We'll
with you
be
guys.
at the Feel Good Talk event with y'all.
Yeah, so
That's right.
looking to
Listen up.
connect with you there.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Baby, keep on going because you keep this thing flowing.
So last
Keep
week we
going.
talked about, you
Mhm.
know, how do you, in the busyness of everything,
Yes, ma'am.
how do you make sure that you're connecting? And we came up with some little cheat sheets, some little cheat codes
Cheat
that
codes.
only take 30 seconds.
We started
And that was
something.
good. If you missed last week, you
Yes.
need to go back and listen to that one.
Yes,
Listen
that's
to
what
that
we-
with your boo. Listen to that one with your boo. But
With
it
your
only
boo.
takes 30 seconds to connect in the busyness of
In that business.
everything.
And how are we going to do that, baby? How are we going to connect?
You tell them what you tell them.
Well,
baby.
the first one we can do is we can give them that grateful glance.
The grateful
And
glance.
really look at them
What's
like
the grateful glance?
The grateful glance is something like this.
Complete-
Did I do it right with the shake my hand?
Complete with the head
like
shake.
I can't believe.
Just complete with the head shake.
And just
Just a- I feel the
how did I
gratitude.
get
It's coming
all
over
of
here.
this?
It's coming over
How
here.
did I get all of this? That's that grateful glance. You got to give it to them like that.
30 seconds.
Shake your hand maybe 2 or 3 times to make it affirmative,
Right.
so that they really understand that how grateful you are for
Yeah.
them being in your life and you both being together. So
And you could do that in a crowded room. You could do that across the
Across
room.
the
You could do
room.
that with kids and people jumping all over the place.
you
could
can do
just
it with
take
a quick
second.
photo in your text messages
A
and
grateful
Yes.
glance.
Yes,
and
you
and
can-
get
it's
caught.
easy.
We say
Get
get caught. Get caught giving
Look,
that grateful
that's
glance.
the good part.
Get caught. Right.
Yeah, wait for it. Give them that look.
That
when
grateful
when they turn
glance.
around and look at you and say, "I see you."
What
looking
you
at
doing?
me."
What are you looking at? Yeah, that.
Yeah, that part.
30
that part.
seconds.
30 seconds.
What
that
else?
was
That
good.
was good.
That was good. Yes,
Mhm.
that's good. I got a
It was
friendly. I got a friendly flirt.
A friendly flirt.
Yeah.
And that friendly flirt takes 30 seconds.
30
That's something that
seconds.
can be
How
done
you
in
gonna do
30
a friendly
seconds.
flirt, baby? How you gonna do a friendly
I
flirt?
do mine on a text message sometimes.
Yeah, you
make
do.
you speed home.
No.
Get a friendly flirt text message.
Yes.
It could be a look. It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Friendly flirt.
With my husband, it could be anything. It could be,
You know
it could
one
be-
of the
it could
things
be
I
a-
like to flirt it with. Every now and then I still do it. Every now and then I got these conversation cards, right? And they got pictures of people throwing it on them.
Yes, they
And I
do.
throw 2 or 3 of them on the bed.
they Varying positions. So bad. Why you always gotta go there?
I'm just saying. That's just saying, baby. That's something.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
man.
yes.
We trying to be transparent.
That's a
I'm trying to
friendly
give you
flirt.
some ideas, guys.
That's a friendly
I'm trying
flirt.
to give you some ideas.
friendly flirt.
That's a friendly flirt.
Yes.
That's what some says. I mean, I think I mentioned this before. This ain't
Yeah.
no mystery. I'm
No,
saying,
we said friendly flirt.
yeah, friendly flirt.
It could be
Even and this, it don't have to be those kind of cards. I mean, I use any of those cards
yes.
to start a
Sometimes
conversation.
it's just conversation. It's just that I want to
yes.
spend
So I
some
just
time
wanna
with
bring
you,
that to light.
talking or
Yes.
something.
Yes, or something.
Mhm.
Or
And just the thought of that,
Mhm.
that lingering thought
Yes.
can carry you through the day. That I desire first of all, I desire you, or just a flirt,
Desire.
or just I love you,
Desire.
or you excite me. So even in the midst of everything,
Fire and desire. I mean, I can't sing, but you know I will.
what's number 3?
Number 3 is the tender touch.
There we go.
A tender touch.
So that's something you could do with 30
Yes,
seconds,
30
right?
seconds. Takes a
In the
30
middle
seconds.
of a busy day,
Yes, a tender
coming
touch.
and going. And we talked about, my couple of jobs, his couple of jobs, our businesses and everything else. And some days over the last couple of weeks, it may be just an in and out thing. But
You know what my
if he
tender
could just
touch is?
walk by
Oh, I'm
me and just touch me, he'll
Mhm.
just walk by and rub, or just rub my back or
Mhm.
something. Or, I may go out to his workshop if he's out there
Mhm.
working late hours and
Yep.
just rub his shoulders or rub his back. Or, he likes me to pat him on the knee. So
I had to incorporate
pat
a
him on the
tender
knee.
touch because my wife was saying, remember I told you guys about how now when the alarm goes off in the morning, I give her the tender touches of that snooze. I usually get that snooze button, get 5 minutes. Now hit that snooze button, 5 minutes is all hers.
Mhm.
And all I do is just lay there and hold her for those
Mhm.
5 minutes until the alarm goes off again.
Mhm. That's
And
5
then
minutes.
I'll give her 5 minutes.
But if you only have 30 seconds.
30 seconds, just do 30
just
seconds.
do it 30 seconds.
But
tender
I
touch.
incorporated the tender touch just to make sure. So, yeah, remember I told you about that? It's not too long ago I started doing this. So that's what I've been doing.
We said the grateful glance is something you can do. It takes 30 seconds to connect.
Yes.
We said the friendly flirt is something that you can do in 30 seconds to connect. The tender touch. And the last one was, what was the last one?
This on you now. I gave them all of them. It's your turn.
You had them right there.
I just had them right there. Yeah, but
it was a lingering laugh.
There it is, baby. You got it. I'm glad. There you go.
It was a lingering laugh. It's just a laugh between the two of you that the two of you share for 30 seconds. Just a 30-second of something funny or sharing something funny. You know, you sent me something funny.
Absolutely.
That in the middle of the day that just gave me. I didn't need you to say it. Because they don't understand if they don't stop it. It's bad.
In the beginning game.
But anyway, just share the laugh. Some ignorant.
That was
Stop
so
it.
funny.
That's rude.
I sent her that though. She does that kind of stuff.
It was
to me
rude
too.
and disrespectful.
That was rude and disrespectful.
But it did make me laugh. It
did.
It gave me a 30-second laugh in the middle of the day.
Yep.
So those are 4 quick hits that we said that you could share.
We tried to
connect, you know, in the business of everything.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's those things that you
Who's
can do.
that, Latasha? Yes, Letitia. Yes, it was hilarious.
Oh my God, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all should see this. This poor
hey,
video.
Lisa.
I hate to see somebody struggling. I just want to jump out there and hurt him. He couldn't get it out.
He couldn't get it out.
And
the party said, the one party said that got me was listen closely.
Oh my God. And he couldn't get out anything he was trying to say. But anyway, those are 30 second ways that you connect. And connecting is so important.
LoveByrds.
Thank you. Anything else you want to say about last week? No, it was good. Go back and listen to that. So we're still on this whole thing about connecting.
Yes.
Still on this whole thing. Yes. What you like?
Thank you.
Still on this whole thing about connecting, right? And so one of the things that we want to talk about is encouragement. That's a key way to connect is by encouraging your partner, especially in the busyness of everything. Sometimes we can take things for granted. We can take people for granted. We could take relationships for granted, but encouragement can be so powerful. We want to talk about encouragement today. So that's our word for today.
That's our word for
encouragement. So type encouragement in the comments for us, if you will. Let us know.
We just happy to be here, y'all. I ain't lying. We ecstatic. We love being here. Every time we do this, we love being here.
Cup of tea before we get started. I feel a little scratchy, but
do you?
I do. But anyway, encouragement.
I can break off.
Man. Nope. You stay right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Encouragement. So we want to talk about encouragement.
Yes.
Specifically encouragement rather than criticism. And I think we started saying last week, like sometimes you only have so much time together.
Yes.
You got to be careful how you choose to spend that time.
Exactly.
And that's serious. And that's something that you can help to control. It takes two, but be careful about how you spend that time when you only have so much time together. How do you want to spend that time? You know what I mean? So make sure it's you're connecting during those times. So, and make sure you're encouraging rather than criticizing.
Yes.
Okay. Encouraging rather than criticizing. And this is a form of positive communication. You know, we always talk about communication. Every time you ask somebody what's the most important thing, they say communication. The most important thing, they say communication. And it is key. And we have our communication challenges.
Right.
Just like everybody else.
Of course.
But it's so important to come back around.
And we have the power to build a healthy relationship by offering our spouse encouragement. This is a form of positive communication for sure. It's being very intentionally gentle when we're talking, listen intently, and validating our spouse. So through encouragement, we can bring about change. We can bring about growth. So encouragement is a big part. As part of our LoveByrd mantra, we've always tried to use encouragement as one of the ideas that we stand for.
So let's try, including us. You know,
it's very strong, very powerful.
We have to try to be more encouraging versus criticizing. And that's something that we're working on, and we continue to have to work on too. There's 3 basic habits, right, that will help us in this.
Yes.
If we break it down, there's 3 basic habits that help to form this positive communication. There's 3 things. And you said it. One is we have to choose to be gentle.
Gentle.
Intentionally gentle.
Write that
in the comments. You said it, but you said it fast. I
want
to break it down.
I'm just
One.
Can't tell them. Then tell them what you told them.
And then, you got it. Good job.
Yeah,
so intentionally gentle.
Yes, intentionally gentle.
So let's put that in the comments. That's where we're going to go first.
Intentionally. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Wanda. I tried to call you. I'm sorry, y'all. Break it off. I gotta look out for my call.
Yes. So intentionally gentle is one.
I'm sorry, but this is
intentionally gentle is one. Then we're going to talk about listening intently.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about validating. Validating is a big word. So those are kind of the 3 things that help with this encouragement and being encouraging rather than criticizing. Okay. And if we are encouraging, how do I encourage it? Anybody that you encourage, it causes them to flower. It causes them to flourish, right? So if you're encouraging people, it can bring about change.
Yes.
It can bring about growth. It can help people to grow. People say, I'm just criticizing or constructive criticism. Criticism doesn't bring about the growth the way that encouragement can bring about change. So growth, change, and just getting people to fulfill their potential and to keep moving forward, right?
So there's a difference between encouragement and praise. Can you explain that for me? Because that's one of the points I found very intriguing as we did the research on this.
Right.
So can you cover praise versus encouragement?
You want me to do it?
I would, I would really like to do it. Yes, you speak so fluently.
Goodness.
But I would like to cover that point though, because it's so important. Don't you think that's important?
Key. It is, and there's a difference. People think it's the same, but it's not.
It's not. No,
okay,
it's not.
so
I'm just learning that kind of too.
You may think encouragement is praise, but here's the difference. Praise is kind of limited. Praise is maybe sometimes it's a one-time thing. You're praising that one specific thing that they probably have already done. It's like a verbal reward, a praise. I give you a praise. It's kind of like it has a little bit of a competition in it, like you won something, sort of, if that makes sense. Something that's earned, and is often given for a prize or reward or for being the best at something. Like, oh my God, I'll give them a poor praise because you did something that was so exceptional. So that kind of thing. Am I making that clear?
No, like, you're right.
Where
and you know what? And before you go into that part, and I saw that when I thought about it, praise ends. Like it's over. Once you get that point out, it's over.
And it was for
it
that
doesn't
specific
carry.
thing.
It doesn't carry.
I like that part.
That's
but
the part
encouragement is given freely. It can be something as small as noticing something. You didn't already win this big prize or do something extravagant, but it could be noticing something that maybe other people take for granted. But in your partner, you notice that, hey, I noticed that little extra effort, or I noticed that you went this way versus that way. I noticed that you're trying. So it's not like a prize for something that you
carries too. That carries. That's what I kind of got out the difference between the praise and the encouragement is that the encouragement kind of carries, or it could carry, or it could propel you. It could, praise. I get the praise part where I may want to do this again because you praise me now, but I'm satisfied because you said it now, and it may not. But encouragement will kind of push me a little bit more and push me a little bit further. That's the kind of what I do from that.
It can affirm. I think that's the word I'm digging for.
Okay.
It can be affirming.
That's good.
It could be affirming something in someone.
Explain, like affirming that I'm doing a good job.
Acknowledging, affirming, edging you on, making you can want to continue to be in that thing. The fact that somebody stopped and noticed it, because sometimes you can affirm something that others never even, they may notice it, but they never ever mention it. You know what? He did, or you do,
Yeah.
do that. So
I got
just
you.
bringing out a good
got you.
quality or characteristic about somebody.
Yep,
So
exactly.
encouraging and praise is two different things. And I
Yes.
hope that was helpful.
Yes.
And you
Thank
can
you.
encourage
Thank you.
your partner through these
Mhm.
positive communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that your spouse can become all that they were meant to be.
That's what I would do.
Because we're here, we were created for connection.
Yes.
We were. And so part of connecting can be encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? I mean, if you're not getting encouragement from your partner, I mean,
Yeah.
you really should. And sometimes we just take things for granted. We just don't think about it.
Yeah.
And so hopefully these little nuggets that we share,
Mm-hmm.
they help us
Mm-hmm.
in our relationship. And so hopefully
Yeah.
they'll
You know
help
what
you
other
too.
part I thought too about too now, and this encouragement and this criticism thing. I found that sometimes maybe truth mixed with encouragement can seem like criticism, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. So people say, well, I'm just giving you constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And you do have to tell the truth.
Yes.
But you're supposed to tell the truth in love.
Yes.
And I mean, our Bible tells us that.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to speak the truth in love.
Yes.
And if you're speaking the truth in love and from a loving place,
Mm-hmm.
it should, sometimes people can't receive it right then and there. But when they chew on and think about it, they say, you know what, they really were looking out for the best.
Yeah.
They really do want the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
They want the best for me.
Right.
And so they love me enough to not let me stay there or not let me, something that might need to be pointed out or whatever. So if it's done right and done in love, it can.
Right.
But of course, you have to be in a receiving place. We have to be in a receiving place to take it. Sometimes it's unexpected. And
Right. So I think that in this instance is where you have to exercise gentleness.
Yeah.
Because if you find out where a person is vulnerable and you versus giving them giving them encouragement, you're stepping on them, or you feel like, or they feel like you're being too hard or harsh on them.
Wow.
The encouragement, or it may not.
So that's the key when sometimes a criticism, when we say be an encourager instead of just a criticizer, there is a way to be gentle enough.
Yeah.
So that I think encouragement is gentle, is what we're saying.
It should be.
Where criticism sometimes can be harsh.
Can be very harsh.
Yeah, and so one of the three things.
No, criticism is harsh.
Yeah.
Criticism is, that's just like, I mean, that could be coming from, like you said, from a place of resentment. And, I mean, it's criticism demolishes, it tears down. So that's what it's meant to do. So,
gentleness would be the quality of an encourager.
An encourager.
Right? So gentleness.
Versus
you can't I can't say enough about gentleness.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about gentleness. It's just, it coming from a gentle place. One of the things that I used to say, and I probably still say to my husband, is be nice to me, Billy Bird.
Yeah.
Stay nice to me, Billy Bird.
Nice.
Because that's just approaching things from a different place. And that's what we try to do. Sometimes it's the place, where is this coming from? And coming from a gentle place, right?
Like I said, it could be an outgrowth of resentment. You know what I mean? It could be trying to produce guilt, trying to be accuser. I mean, that criticism, part of criticism
it's the opposite.
Yes,
it's
opposite of encouragement.
Yeah, encouragement is over here, criticism is over there. So it's coming from a different place, right?
Exactly.
They're opposites, right?
Exactly.
And that makes it destructive, like you're saying. And what did you say?
It demolishes, it tears it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't nourish.
It doesn't make us.
It doesn't nourish. It doesn't feel good, right? It poisons.
Thank you, Brian Clark. I think these are good tips.
Yeah, it takes us the
every
other
time
way.
I read something like this, man, I'm encouraged.
It accuses, it poisons. Criticism accuses.
Yes.
Criticism poisons.
It
produces guilt, and so why do we want to?
It assumes.
Yeah,
it does all the wrong stuff.
It can intimidate. It intimidates.
It does all the wrong
stuff. And
stuff.
sometimes it's coming from a place of personal resentment. So sometimes there's something underlying that makes somebody want to criticize. It could be a number of things. It could be, I don't know. It could be something personal. It could be that 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 person doesn't feel valued. Sometimes it can come from a number of things. So if that is the case, I get to the root of it, right? Get to the root of that, what that is.
Do what the Bible says. Watch the way you talk.
Yep.
Let nothing foul or
Yes.
dirty come out of your mouth.
Right.
Say what only helps.
Yes.
Only say what is a gift.
Say what is helpful. Those things that are good for building up. I think the Bible
Exactly.
says those are good for building up.
Good for building up. Exactly.
Encouraging.
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 That's
Good
what it
job,
says.
baby.
Yes.
That's Ephesians.
Yep.
Okay.
Did
so
I come from the book?
yes, you did.
Today?
Yeah, you did. A little something. Ephesians 4:29 to be exact. But okay. Anyway, but we talked about there's three basic habits to this whole encouraging thing.
Exactly.
So we were talking about being gentle, intentionally being gentle.
Intentionally.
Sometimes you have these thoughts, and I used to say this to my daughter: every thought that crosses your head doesn't have to come out of your mouth.
Exactly.
But how can you take those thoughts and express them in a way that's gentle?
Yes.
In a way that's gentle. And we've talked about something like that before on kind of how you talk. One of the things I think we've talked in a previous podcast is by saying I statements.
I statements.
I need.
That's a good point, baby.
I feel. I would like for you to. It would help me if you would. So just being gentle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Instead of pointing fingers all the time and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Let's get better.
Okay.
We're trying to get better.
Yes.
Let's all get better together. Let's all level up.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So we said okay, the three things we said was intentionally gentle, listening intently, and then validating your partner. So that was gentle. So let's move on to the next one was intently listening.
Intentional listening.
Why is that so hard? And what is that?
Well, true encouragement takes intentional listening. You have to know where your partner is coming from, and you have to understand and hear where they're coming from before, and you have to pay attention what they're talking about, so that they know that they're being, heard or received. That part of communication, that part of connection is paramount. You have that. Without that, you're losing a whole lot of rungs in the ladder. So you definitely
and that's big for me. Every time we have a kind of a disagreement or something like that, or a difference of opinion, I like to know that I've been heard.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's big for me. Was I heard? Did you hear me? And that's not just me. That's every human being.
You're not hearing me.
Everybody wants to be heard. They want to be seen.
They
want to feel like they matter,
well,
right? And listening is a gift that says you matter to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Listening and hearing. The difference? No, hearing is what you want, really, isn't it? I'm being heard. Yeah, I can listen to you all day long, but being heard, I think, is something different. And of course, that's the intent part of listening. The most important part of listening is actually hearing what's being said. So I think hearing takes it up a level, takes it up a notch. So I think
hearing
is really
stop what you're doing.
Yes. With hearing it comes understanding, isn't that something like a Bible quote or something?
Looking at them.
Yeah.
And sometimes even repeating that this is
what
I hear you saying.
That's right. That kind of stuff you gotta that's how you know that someone is intently listening to you or hearing you.
So let's get better at hearing.
Yes.
Good job, baby.
Yes. Hearing also includes body language too, baby. I gotta remember that. That's one of those there's some parts in my notes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listening, that body language. You can say, I think the numbers. I got the numbers. Let's go. Let me go to the numbers.
I know.
When you talk, I know. When you talk, 7% is your tone of voice.
Words. Is that the words?
No, the content. Content is only 7. What you're actually saying, the content of it, they only really take in 7% of that. 38% of it is the way you're saying it. in the tone, in the injection, and the way you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But 55% of it is the nonverbal communication where you're making the expressions through your actions and your hand signals or your nods or the way you're looking at the person while you're communicating.
That's so true.
So
that's so true. That's why you can, even if you don't hear the words or the tone, but you watching somebody, you could tell.
You can tell
they're mad, they're angry, they're telling them off, or they're this or they're that.
Exactly.
Just from that, without even having the words or the tone.
Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of it is that part, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're listening intently, you want to do that. Show the person that you care enough to listen to them, their body language.
Mm-hmm.
Stop what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Be still. Look them in the eye, nodding and repeating or paraphrasing what they're saying and all those good stuff. People want to be heard. We want to be heard.
Yes, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
so
good
intentional
stuff right
listening.
there.
Intentional listening was number 2.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better.
It's a forever.
Yeah, you got to keep on working at it, man.
We are constantly
we never ever feel like we're going to be able to stop.
Yeah, we are never there. We're still learning. We're still growing. We're still challenged, and we're still trying. So we're just sharing as we're going through the journey, and hopefully.
And it's you know what I want to while we're on this validation part. It was so encouraged. We always get what I want to say. We get validation through people who are always, inboxing us, telling us how
what confirmation,
and that kind of ties into the encouragement. Like people are saying to us honestly that we're encouraging them. They're encouraged by seeing us. I have hope because I see what you guys are doing. And
look at Cha-Cha.
What Cha-Cha say? Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I don't know where I was going to actually go with that. But the validation part of that kind of sinks in with me with that. Because we are encouraging people. And so I feel like we're validated because we do encourage people.
Yes.
And did I go off on a tangent with that?
No, because that happened this week at a good time.
Yes.
It's like, what we are doing is making a difference.
Yes.
And people are letting us know how it has helped them. So that encourages us to stay on purpose and to stay on task. And that, we're not wasting our time. That we are helping people. So it warms my heart every single time.
Yes.
It warms my heart every single time.
Let's see what Cha-Cha says. Cha-Cha says, what about the energy you give each other being you? Know each other and the algorithm of that energy. And not feeling you have to address the situation, but know the energy.
The energy.
it.
Behind it. And that like knowing each other and knowing each other's energy and picking up on that is key. It's key because sometimes it's up and it can be.
Yes.
Last night, my husband was in a place when I came and I realized he wasn't himself. I was like, oh, okay, something more. He need a minute. Give him a minute. Give him a minute. Give him a minute. Yeah, because you pick up, each other enough to know when he's walking slower than usual or she's walking harder. Whatever. So
like
picking
the
up
other
on
day,
the algorithm,
quiet today.
Where those energies of each other.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's good. That's good connection.
Understanding that body language, those tones, those.
So validation,
those
right?
Mood changes or whatever.
Why is it important that we validate?
Let me check my notes.
Why is it important that we validate each other?
Okay,
hold on. What is the job description that you gave me?
Yeah.
What was that job description?
The job description was look at me and smile.
Mm-hmm.
No, stay pretty, look pretty, look at me and smile, pat me on the knee, and tell me I'm doing a good job.
Okay. And what is that? Pat me on my knee and tell me I'm doing a good job.
Oh, that's validating. Yes. Now, we as men, of course. Dad, you got me dead to right on that.
You told me my job. You said, listen, this is what I need you to do. I need you to stay looking pretty.
But we all, as men, we always
I need you to look at me and smile.
Continue affirmations.
So you need smiles.
Smiles.
You need me to pat you on your knee.
Continued affirmations.
And you need me to tell you you're doing a good job. Why do you need me to tell you you're doing? Like, what does that do for a man? For me to tell you you're doing a good job, or just to smile at you.
That gives me the assurance that that you're glad that I'm here. You're glad that it assures me.
Mhm.
It really gives me a sense of not only and a sense of purpose, and it feels like I'm excelling at my purpose when you do stuff like that. So, like, and don't get me wrong, because this is a mixture of the praise and the encouragement.
Mhm.
You know, I would think that a healthy mix of both would probably be the best situation to be in.
You're right.
A healthy mix of both.
You're right.
So yeah. So
because even when I pat you on your knee and say you're doing a good job, I don't have to say anything specific.
No.
It's just
no.
you're doing a good job. So it's
that's very
validating.
Good. Very good, baby. That's good.
And you made that part of my job description.
Yeah, that early
on. So it's key. And so and I'm sure for every man, you know, the women, they know the men need to be encouraged.
Yes.
And tell them they're doing a good job. And,
yes.
You know, and we.
Hey, gentlemen, can I say this too? Hey, gentlemen, you know what? The flip side to that is, and I heard this in a conversation my wife was having with a friend of hers, and it just so happened, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop or anything, but I heard my wife say something that kind of drew me to the point, and the young lady was making a point that she saw a post where I was loving my wife out loud, or I don't know how that actually went, but I was, you know, trumpet blaring, you know, how much I loved her. And us as men, like, we need that validation where they are patting us on the knee or something like that. Our women want us to love them out loud. That's one of the biggest encouragements that you can give to your wife, is if you love her out loud. If you are professing your love to your wife, that's like a validation. That's like such a secure blanket for them.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry, I was great.
No, because I hear from a lot of women, and women might, you know, talk their guy up, but a lot of guys don't talk their girl up like that. And I do hear that a lot. Like, man, your husband, you know, he lets the world know how much he loves you and he's crazy about you. And we need more men doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
Encouraging and validating their wives or the women.
No, listen, when you do that, guess what? That encouraging pat on the knee, that smile, that glance, that listen, this incorporates all of my stuff. The grateful glance, the tender touch, the flirt was in there a little bit, and what else? What was the last one? A little laugh at the end. Yeah, we can laugh about that at the end. Yeah. You know, it's her job description. Can you imagine that? Isn't that funny? So yeah, that all comes around. Did I just now put that in there? Make that a person.
Yeah, pretty good.
I put that together, baby, all together.
Pretty good.
It was right there and there.
So the other thing about
job description.
Yeah, the other thing about validation, it just it lets your partner know that you matter.
Yes,
you matter to me. I see you. We talked about being seen and heard. I see you. It rephrases negatives into positives sometimes. So even if there's a negative, sometimes if you can rephrase it into a positive, or see the positive in the thing, like, man, you really were trying. You missed the boat, but I see that you were trying.
That's good.
Yeah, that kind of encourages them to keep trying. How about that?
That's good.
Yeah. Now, and it also recognizes your partner as having worth and dignity, even though they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
That's
right?
Good.
And nobody's perfect.
That's good.
We're not perfect. They're not perfect. But it recognizes that their worth and dignity, even through imperfections. So even there's imperfections, we have to find something to value and something to recognize, right?
Yes.
Even when they can't see it, we can find something that we can value and we can recognize. It builds them up. We're about building up, right?
Baby.
Yes.
I'm getting the feeling. And I can't quit. Hey, listen, you guys stick around. It's time for the what? Chuck, give it to us, baby boy.
Don't go away. Quick commercial. We'll be right back.
Oh, I just love that tune, man.
You like that?
Yo, yes. No, you can still get your copy of the Lovebird
Lovebird
story,
Story.
How the Class Clown and the Class President Develop an Extraordinary Love.
The books are still
The
selling
books are
great.
still selling, man.
People are still inboxing us.
still
And once I
inboxing
pick
us.
it up, I can't put it back down.
Yep, we just got
Next
a
thing I
text
know,
this
I'm on
morning.
page. I'm on page 39, and I just opened it in the
text
mail.
this morning about
Yeah.
how they're enjoying the story. It's a great story. Every time we read it, we can't seem to put it down. We go through it several times during the year.
It's a wonderful
It's a
story
great
about
story,
how two
yes.
very, very different
Yes.
people
We're able to navigate this thing called
navigate that
and
thing.
marriage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's some tips and some pointers and things in there along the way where you can give yourself an assessment
Yes.
as you read each chapter.
Mhm.
And that the things that we learned about relationships, we've captured those at the end of each chapter, and we invite you to answer some of those questions too to help to enrich your relationship.
Yes. And as always, we want to thank our Feel Good Talk family for giving this awesome platform to give the Lovebird story, to share the Lovebird story. You can go to Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business on YouTube, and always push our Feel Good Talk family right here on Facebook. We're on several other streaming joints, but you can find us at Feel Good Talk.
Yes.
CEO Chuck Brakely, you the man. Okay, baby, let's keep it going, and we're almost to the end. And what you got going on?
Chuck was talking about validation and about how it gives people stress, but it gives people confidence within themselves to be able to be a leader and the ability to love and to be loved. It's all about.
Chuck is getting philosophical.
Chuck be trying to get deep.
Chuck be getting deep.
Love
Chuck,
you,
I
man.
agree with all you said just now,
Love
sir.
you, man.
That sounds really right.
So
absolutely.
For the bird seed, we're going to leave you with the bird seed this week. Hopefully you got some information about encouraging, specifically about being gentle.
Yes.
So be gentle this week. Listen intently.
Yes.
Validate your partner this week, right?
Absolutely.
And if you had to focus on one thing this week, it would be on listening.
We're going to focus on listening.
Give your partner this week, this is your bird seed, the gift of listening.
It's a gift.
It's an act of connecting, or we weren't talking about how we connect, and it's an act of care. It really is. Far too many people only hear themselves talking. Give your partner the gift of listening this week. If you listen, they feel like they're worth hearing.
Yes.
They feel heard. If you ignore them, they could feel as if they are not important or that you don't care about them. So this week, as your birdseed, give your partner the gift of listening.
That's our birdseed.
Hey, I'm Darlene Bird.
And I'm William Bird.
We're the LoveByrds.
You just enjoyed another episode of Conversations with the LoveByrds. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday, 8:30, right here on Feel Good Talk.
Yeah.
Where we love birds, where we love
people.
We love love. And we love you. Thank y'all for joining us, everybody. Have a wonderful week. See you next week.